Well, as promised, here we are for our New Year's edition of our Sunday Live. My name is Daryl Ledyard, along with Simon Hogman to my left or your right. How you
Hey,
doing,
Daryl.
Simon?
Yeah, I'm
Happy
good,
New Year.
Daryl. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, we put a lot of preparation into the show. We have a lot of things that we would like to talk about, and of course, we want to hear from you as well as find out what your resolutions are for 2022 because we are all small business owners. We're all trying to improve ourselves from year to year. I spent a lot of time yesterday going through how I spent my money as I prepare my taxes for the year. And I also looked at how I spent my time and how I could improve things for next year. As you do that, you always take inventory of a few things and you take a different assessment. How about you? How do you like take a look at the year behind you personally with your
Yeah,
business?
it is a good time to take stock, isn't it? I was still busy over Christmas, but I tried to kind of detach myself a little bit, stand back a little bit, look at like what do I want to do in 2022. I don't know if everyone does New Year's resolutions. I always like to try and do some because I think it's just good to set some goals and have a bit of a thought for next year. And yeah, I think it's a good time, just that, particularly that time between Christmas and New Year, just to have a bit of a think and a chat. So I do much the same as you, I think. Probably a lot of the same as a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not much for New Year's resolutions, for the weight loss and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I
You
try to
surprised me, Daryl.
pretty much stay the same, all the time with that kind of thing. But I do
Yeah.
like, with the business, I always like to evolve my business. And from one year to the other, it's a good chance to kind of just start fresh or to go after something that you think that you've, either
Yeah.
left money on the table the year before, or, maybe how you could have, maximized to see the growth from year over year. It's always nice to be able to have that full picture of the year before so you can kind of make those kinds of decisions for the coming year. And 22, I'm very, very excited because I think I mentioned this before to you and to others, is I did a lot of work with the developers behind the scenes so we can deploy websites much faster in the coming year. And my goal was to expand the team for next year, the development team. So I've already made some investments in that. And also we've made it so we can get things done a little bit quicker for new software and things like that. So have some big announcements coming this year, and there will be some very, very cool things in Mass Page that I'll be having some very specialized things coming out that have never been done before. So be looking forward to. I will be looking forward to announcing some of that stuff in the coming months as we get into the winter time here. So let's just start a little bit about a little review for ourselves personally, Simon, before we get into the show, because we've got 3 giveaways. We've got a 2-hour special. But let's talk a little bit about what we personally would like to do for this year, as opposed to maybe last year, or maybe concentrate on different things this year. If you'd like to go ahead, Simon, and just tell us a little bit about what you're thinking about doing with your business this year.
Yeah. Let me just hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Should I put the slides up?
Sure. Yeah. If you'd like to. Yeah. Why not?
Hold on.
Might need to take. Do I need to take down the thing here? Let's do that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah. You got my DJ background. Simon came up with my DJ background for the party.
We
I
quite
didn't
like
get to
doing kind of
DJ
theme
this
background and a bit of something different. So
Yeah.
last week it was Christmas. The week before it was something else, New York, I think. But
Yeah.
today it's 2022. So yeah, I mean, this is just a sort of a bit of a review and a few thoughts. And as I say, like a lot of people, we're doing sort of New Year's resolutions and thoughts for the next year. 2020 and 2021 were both big years of change for many different reasons. Some were very obvious, which I won't go into. But I think a lot of people are really focusing on 2022 as a year of kind of building up and just building on foundations that they've already made. A lot of businesses really changed. My business completely changed. And some of the things that I'm going to be doing going into 2022, focusing on training and coaching. So a year and a half ago, I wrote my first course, which was helping photographers on SEO, and I've expanded it and added new courses since then. And that's something I think I never anticipated doing. If somebody had said a couple of years ago, you're going to be doing training courses on SEO for fellow small business owners, I probably wouldn't have believed you. Likewise with this live stream as well. Just the whole prospect of getting in front of a camera and live streaming is something that I'm not used to, and that's it's interesting just coming on and sharing, I guess, what you're doing and some of your plans on that. So more training, more coaching. That's certainly one thing. I'm going to be trying to learn something new every day, which I always try and do. I try and absorb new content. Watch a lot of SEO videos, YouTube videos. I think particularly I'm going to focus on affiliate marketing, which is something I'm fairly new to be honest. So that's going to be a big focus for me in 2022. Just following some of the YouTubers like Marcus, affiliate marketing dude, and a few others, try and learn a bit more about that. And I think the third sort of thing I'm doing is focusing on trying to automate things and make things more efficient. So trying to get my email list better sorted out, trying to connect with my own clients and try and engage with them a bit better, and try and hopefully get some tech and automation to help me along the way. So yeah, they're the kind of three main things, as well as obviously all the normal stuff of exercising more and eating less and drinking less and all that kind of good stuff. But at least from a business point of view, they were the three things I'd be doing. That's my list, Daryl. I don't know, how have you got a similar list, or any thoughts you want to share on something?
Well, I think working with me probably makes you want to drink more. I'm not sure about that, but
yes, there is
but anyway, yeah, I'm very interested in taking a look. I looked at ways that I could probably cut maybe 10 or 15% out of my expenditures on just like things like software and like, going out to restaurants and things like that. And I wanted to, carve out, because I have it, the monthly revenue that comes in is pretty much stable, right? It comes in pretty stably. But if you take a look at your expenditures like I did, you get surprised, wow, how this stuff kind of adds up, as your income goes up. And one of my goals this year, as I just mentioned, is to do more development, and that is a sacrifice that I have to make to spend less money so that I can put more money into things like that. So I'm making adjustments like that. I also find myself very busy doing a lot of different things. So I have to be very, very careful with my time and get the right kind of help around me so I can magnify what I do in 2022. So I really need to get a team. If you guys are out there, anybody out there wants to work with me or intern with me, let me know, because I am trying to expand my team for 2022 as far as, building out some of the things and services that I would like to do for the community. I have some really good information I'm going to talk to you about a little bit later. And I'll show you how that is, where you can maybe help us out with that. But all in all, I think a lot of this is just realignments, right? And just, taking what's working and just sort of making realignments, adjustments, and things like that. And, cutting out waste. Everything comes down to lean, right? If you can have a lean operation with the least number of people working for you, the least amount of waste and expenses, the least amount of waste in time and attention, taking away
it's
from
focus, isn't it?
focus.
And
Yeah.
I
And
think
so
that's the real theme. Yeah,
exactly. Just get that stuff dialed in. And that's what I'm really excited about this year. So we're still going to do the giveaway at the top of the hour for the domain. We will have a giveaway for the survey. So we already took the names for the survey on the Facebook page of what we could do for you in 2022. And we're going to announce that winner coming up in a few minutes. And then at the end, we'll have another giveaway, because this is a 2-hour special, And Simon has a course program that he's going to be giving away as well. So look forward to that. Thank you guys for joining, and we really appreciate you being here. So why don't we take a little rewind and take a look back at 2021 on our Mass Page community and in SEO, and
Yeah.
just talk a little bit in case people have if just kind of joined us later on in the season, and we could talk a little bit about what happened in 2021 in our viewpoint and from our community standpoint. I think a lot of things come down to how AI has been, brought into everyone's awareness that's in the Mass Page community, in web design and stuff like that, where AI sort of was promised to have all kinds of magic for eliminating the need to have a copywriter. You have tools like the logo in the upper left, Jarvis. We had a lot of other tools that came in, like ScaleNut, Neurotext, which I like. Article Forge really went an extra level. Word AI totally changed things around with the level 3 that they've got. And so there's been a whole lot of different things that have come out with AI writing tools in 2021. But I think a lot of people also, Simon, sort of got burnout with AI tools, not really doing all that was hoped for, I guess. It's still early, right?
Yeah, it's early in the life cycle. I think it's about people's expectations, really. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it did go. I wouldn't say AI writing is completely mainstream, but amongst sort of digital, certainly copywriters and a number of agencies, freelancers, it's known that these tools exist. And I think some people still have misunderstanding about what they can actually do and can't do. I mean, obviously they aren't fact checkers. They can be quite interesting for creative writing. They can help you speed up your content output. Jarvis would claim 5 times increase at least in output, but I still see people asking in Facebook groups and forums, whatever, that Jarvis got something wrong, or ScaleNut said something that wasn't expected. And we'd always say AI content needs to be checked from a human perspective. So AI gets you so far. I think it does make things faster from content point of view. You can use something like Article Forge to write an entire article, and it's pretty good. And if you're not worried about putting it on a money site, you can pretty much post it on a tier 1, 2 blog and not worry about it. But for quality content, it's not all the way there, and you still need human interaction and guidance, and you have to fact check as well. So yeah, it's about expectations, I think, for most people.
Yeah, absolutely. Other products of note, Mike Martin came out with a product this year. He was telling me personally that he wasn't sure how well it would take off, but he's been very successful with Page Rewriter, which grabs a lot of content from the net and breaks it into tags, and then you can add it to a page. And then, so it's another set of tools similar to like what Siphon is, but it works a little bit differently. And, I've talked to Mike about maybe working with Siphon and putting that into the program. So we'll see what happens in 2022. But that was a big splash for the Mass Page community. Also, Siphon AI, I put a lot of time and effort into improving it. Tonight, we're going to talk about how you can get developer access via Rapid API. And I have a favor to ask for you if you do any kind of work with Rapid API to get us some reviews. But we'll talk a little bit about that coming up. Mentorprise, I did some experiments and I did a case study on that. And it turned into a whole nother community for us. We have a mastermind now. We do welcome rooms. Where we talk to the new members that sign up. We talk about different lessons and stuff. We have a whole course that you can check out. So if you are interested in Mentorprise, just go to go.ht/Mentorprise. It's PRISE. And we can get you aligned with that. And you still can get into the mastermind. We just can't give you the free thing that Paul offered in December. But as far as the upgrade, but of course you can purchase that if you're interested in doing that. So it's go.ht/mentorprice. Giveaways, my goodness, we gave away over 50 domains last year, including Webathon, valued at over $100,000, and other prizes throughout the year. So good on you guys. You guys get to win all the cool prizes for being viewers of our channel. And we also are over 1.2 thousand subscribers on our main YouTube channel. So again, thank you for subscribing, and thanks for watching and sharing our content. We really appreciate that. We launched Domain Kicks this year. That was a big hit, and it continues to grow. We're currently working on some things for the All Access members. If you have All Access, which is the $97 a month plan, or the Lifetime All Access plan, you're going to have live search coming up, where you'll be able to have a search happen in automated form based on your presets. And what that can do is, once we add in the, you'll just be able to watch it for now, but we're going to add in an ability to get the appraisals to decide whether to alert you that you got a winner on your hands. So that's going to be coming up, and some real good improvements for Domain Kicks coming out in 2022. But yep, Domain Kicks is out on the market and doing great. And then Simon, you joined us about 5 months ago, right?
5 or 6 months ago. Yeah, that's right. So this is my first live streaming experience, and I'm still learning each week. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and great, obviously, to be working with you. Obviously, working with Stephen for a lot of the year as well, and obviously, thanks for his contribution over to 2021. But yeah, as I said, I'm not drawn to being in front of the camera, but I guess with everything that's happened recently, many people are running their businesses in this way, whether it's a Google or a Zoom call or live stream video is important, and this kind of approach, I think, is a good way to engage with people and have a chat. So yeah, I've enjoyed it, and thanks for having me on board.
Yeah, absolutely. Steven says Mint Mobile is my new friend. Yeah, that's what I've been using, is Mint, to categorize all my expenses and to find out, where there's little areas and opportunities to do that. Don was talking about the lean, mean domain hunting machine. I love that. So he was talking about Jarvis and Page Rewriter, and he says he's got all 4 of them. So congratulations to Don. And yeah, so there's a lot to be excited about in the Mass Page community, because the tools just keep getting better. We have a lot of cool things coming up in 2022 for Mass Page tools, and other things that we're working on that I haven't discussed yet. So these are things that can help you, but if you don't take action, if you don't really start to build these sites based on best practices, you're not going to really get anywhere. You're just going to have a lot of dusty, shiny objects, where you don't really want that. You want to make sure that you get yourself, active and things like that. I want to say hi to our Twitch members for watching. Del Cola 69 and Bryce Villa says hello. So yeah, and we got a lot of people watching on Twitter as well today. So thank you.
We're kind of broadcasting on as many channels as we can. We're trying to expand that, aren't we, Daryl? So there's a number, obviously 2 YouTubes, LinkedIn, our Facebook groups. We've got Twitch going on. So we're trying to just put it out there wide and see who follows us. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So that's kind of the year in review. Now let's take a little bit of a chance here and talk about our predictions for 2022. For Mass Page, for domain flipping, for SEO. And we're just going to talk a little bit off the cuff here about what our predictions are going to be for 2022. I'm going to start off first with Mass Page, and I'm going to say that keeping pages indexed is going to be even more of a challenge in 2022. I think that it's been a challenge for the last several years to keep Mass Pages indexed. So I really feel like you're going to have to make sure that you are delivering real value on the pages, so that you get those true signals from your users that the page is worthy of being indexed, for number one is to make sure that the customer is happy when they land on your page. The better you can make the content, the better. So keep in mind, when you deal with AI and artificial intelligence to write your copy, it's only going to go skin deep. It's not going to get really deep into the topic. It's not going to add that extra depth that Google really likes in your content. So my prediction is that the humans will win over AI. If you write real content and in-depth content on any given topic, you're going to perform and outperform all of these things.
In 2022, Daryl, you're being, because I'm not sure if 2025 is might be a different story, but at least for this coming year, I think you're right. Yeah.
I think for this coming year, and I also think that if GPT-4 comes out or T5 gets better and things like that, they might be able to write more in depth, but you're always going to have context issues, as we talked a little bit about earlier before the show, where the facts and the context of the information doesn't quite get it right from a artificial intelligence standpoint. One thing I love about artificial intelligence is it never gets tired of creativity. Right? It can always rewrite something in a different way and things like that. So there's a lot of different things that that it can be used for to leverage when you get stuck. Right? That's what I think Jarvis helps a lot, is sort of to give you some ideas and things like that. But if you can go deeper in depth in your content and make sure that you do the best practices with Mass Page, we talk about and other things about, not throwing out 10,000 pages on day one and things like that, in making sure that you have traffic going through your links. Those are some of the things that I would recommend. But what do you think as far as Mass Page? Do you think there's any differences for 22?
Yeah, I mean, Mass Page doesn't need to be spam page. So I think what you're saying there is right. And I think it is a challenge to get things indexed and keep them. So you've got to think of ways to make sure the content is unique and diverse and is something that Google's going to pick up on. So, that's a challenge that we face. I mean, what you said there about Jarvis, I think, is true. I mean, one of their strap lines is goodbye writer's block, HelloFresh content. So that they acknowledge that it's a tool for providing inspiration and helping the writing process rather than a full article writer. So I think they're aware of that. I think AI will get better. If you look at Article Forge 3, it can give you a full 750 word article, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's not, front page news stuff, or I wouldn't put it in a quality blog, but it's pretty good. So I think we're going to see more developments on that, and there's going to be more tools and more help along the way. So yeah, I think there's more stuff for us to play with, and try and keep ahead of Google if we can.
Let's talk a little bit about local SEO. What do you think will change with local SEO and GBPs?
GBPs, yeah. Having a name that we can actually all remember, GBPs. I mean, I'm nearly there.
You're going to talk a little bit about that coming up in a little bit. But
we'll talk about that,
if you can just kind of summarize where you think local SEO is going.
Yeah, I mean, local SEO is a big part of Google's search results. 46%, I think, is the number of searches that have a local basis. So it's a key part of Google, and I think Google's increasingly looking at ways to monetize that. I mean, it's not surprising, but the Google Maps has been a bit of a free ride for people, because you can get to the top of Google, you can be right there next to the ad results, and it's, in quotes, it's free. And I think we see Google pushing out organic search results more and more. So there's more parts of the search results are structured. So people people also ask, and Knowledge Panel and Google Guaranteed, which is not here in the UK yet, but is in the States for Google My Business Listing. So I think Google is looking more at monetizing local search and the maps and GBPs as well. I mean, there's some changes which I'll talk about in a second, but I think that's something that we'll see increasingly, and not surprisingly, over 2022. So that's where I think things are going. It's less organic results being served up, and more paid placements, whether it's directories or Google Guaranteed or whatever, or straight Google ads.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to make a prediction that digital tokens, or you could say altcoins, or you
Mm-hmm.
could say NFTs, things like that will have more prominence in the current Web 2.0 that we have. And then, of course, Web 3.0 is coming up very soon. You'll start to see a lot of that in 2022. But I really think that NFTs and these tokens that are based on a particular service or product online will grow quite a bit
Mm.
more this year. I would not be surprised if we see a big change from using the typical PayPal and
Mm.
typical Stripe and things like that with fiat money, regular
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
to more of this private based monetization, because certain products are, and of course the metaverse, are going to need a way to buy things in very micro amounts of money, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
a penny might be too much, right? There
Yeah.
are a lot of things that can be charged, like fractions of a penny, right, for usage. So there's a whole lot of reasons besides just the fact that this is where the trends are going, for the money online to take, instead of the typical foreign currencies, it would actually, or basic currencies, it will definitely become a bigger thing this year. NFTs kind of got pretty mainstream, but I
Mm.
think that the value add on top of it, for example, you get special seating at a concert, or you get special one-on-ones with people online. There's a lot of things that these things are going to open up for people, and that value add, or that access to something because you have that private currency.
Mm.
That I think that's going to be a big deal for web development, for everything. So keep that on your radar.
Yeah, I think NFTs is interesting. Obviously I'm a photographer, so NFT has an application there in proving ownership, and that's one of the things that your images can go out over the internet, and
Mhm.
somebody else can claim that they own the copyright. And it can be very hard for people to actually prove ownership of an image, or potentially content, or anything that a creator puts together. So yeah, I think NFTs is pretty interesting. Obviously, a lot of it's just being used to prove the author of cartoon pictures, and they're being traded, and it's all a bit sort of early stage at the moment. But I think it will go more mainstream. Don's just saying he thinks NFT is going to fade out, actually, which is interesting.
Mm.
I mean, I think that the technology I think is something that will be used and will be mainstream, but I don't know whether some of these sort of pictures of a fish that people are selling for 10
No,
grand are
yeah,
gonna
I
I
agree
don't
with
think that's gonna go anywhere.
Don that the NFT craze will be over, but the idea of a contract
Mm,
that will have a lot of different, like somebody just mentioned fractional ownership.
mm,
There's so much technology that's behind how these digital contracts can work, and how this value can be exchanged, that I don't think it's going to be able to be ignored.
mm,
I think that there's definitely the people that are the first to the pin, but I think that overall, if you take a look at what banks are doing, and what private institutions and big corporations are buying crypto and things like that, that there's a lot of people that understand that they have to walk into this world a little bit. And I think as web developers, and as people that build products online or build services online, you have to just keep it on your radar, because there will become a time that there are people that are exclusive to crypto, and they're not going to spend on anything else. And if you don't offer crypto as a way to make payment, you may be losing 10-20% of your revenue, because there are people that are just in
mm,
that space and that's all they do. I mean, take a look at mobile use, right? When it came down at first, it was 10-20% had mobile phones doing the internet with smartphones, and now look at it, it's far
mm.
more than 60% are using mobile phones. And I think that that's the same thing as how people will be with crypto when it comes to online purchases, when it comes to all of this kind of stuff. The blockchain will
Um,
definitely have an impact.
was going to ask about NFT domains. These keep
Mhm.
popping up on my feed at the moment. Sort of buy a .x or a .wallet domain, own it
Mhm.
forever. What's your view on
Right.
that? You're a domain investor.
Yeah,
The way things are likely
absolutely.
to go.
Yeah, I mean, I like the .eth and all of these.
Yeah.
I think they're great
.x.
domains
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
for your thing. I mean, imagine having such a simple name to have people pay you. It just I think it makes you look great. I think that
Mm,
getting there now and getting your name and a Web3 domain
yeah.
or getting your domain through a regular typical domain and be able to point it to your wallet, I think it's really good.
Yeah. A lot of brand
So
names and even local
yeah,
businesses, I think that's going to be something I could
and
see being useful. It's probably better to try and get yours now rather than
yeah,
later. I just, yeah.
and let me also mention too about domains. Okay, I was at the toll free 800 number game back in the 90s, and um, 1-800 flowers, 1-800 mattress, 1-800 lawyers, all these things, right? We're 1-800. That's the .com of the toll free number thing. And now you watch TV and listen to Sirius XM radio or something like that. You hear them using 855 in some word, okay, instead of 800 because they can't get the 800 number with the word, right? And so I think the same thing's going to happen with other domain extensions, and not all of them, but certain domain extensions are going to become much cooler to have than even I think .com
Mm,
because eventually, like for example, .gg for good game they call it. Gamers kind of like that better than the stodgy.com. I mean, they think of it a little bit like a stodgy corporation versus some kind
yeah.
of cool .io. It's
Hmm.
sort of .ai or something like that. So it was big and it started to grow big in 21, a lot of these other extensions, but expect that to happen more in 22 because like I said, these phone numbers are now taking whatever 800 they can get or whatever extension they can get to stand out with their phone number over the radio or over other mediums, and it's just going to happen. Eventually, they always start to sacrifice the .com for something else or the 800 for something else because they're not available, right? I mean, who's going to pay $3 million for a .com when you can get a perfectly good .io and people are getting used to .io? So
Yeah.
I think that you have to understand that nobody's going to pay that $3 million price tag just because it's a .com.
Yeah, Don's got an interesting point there about a lot of 0800s or 800 numbers going bust and how many people actually answer an 08, it's 0800 in the
Yeah,
UK, but an 800. I think that's true, isn't it? But
yeah.
I think people are happy to call them. But yeah, if somebody calls you on one of these types of numbers, you're much less likely to pick up because it looks like a telesales call, which most of
Yeah,
us
of
don't
course.
enjoy.
I think a lot of it was, when long distance actually cost you money, and we had payphones. I mean, things have evolved
Mm,
over the years, but the whole idea is so has .com.
yeah,
.com has been the king, and the majority of domains are taken with .com. But at the same point, you've got young people that would like to do something a little bit different, and they would like to say, "That's Grandpa's domain. I want to have a different kind of domain for me," right?
hmm,
So think of it as things are evolving. People get more and more used to different extensions, and therefore those start to become collectible, become more valuable.
yeah,
And so you might want to think about that because things the barriers have been dropping, I think, for .com for a few years, and as the mainstream starts to understand that these other extensions exist a little bit more, then you would definitely benefit from that. Like even these short codes, like I think it's t.co for Twitter. People see all this stuff,
mm.
you know. So Tim Judge met the inventor of VoIP last month. Wow, that's cool.
That is cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. Voice over IP. All right. So those are some of the big predictions. Did you have any other predictions for SEO or anything else that we
Well,
missed?
I mean, one thing you haven't mentioned of last year or a prediction for next year is Webathon. I don't know if you deliberately
Yes.
didn't mention it or
I saved it for you there,
you
buddy, because you're the
did
good
you? Okay, well, I'll
interviewer.
ask you. Any plans for Webathon 2022?
Yes, I think we'll do Webathon probably on Cyber Monday again next year is our
Hmm.
sort of Super Bowl. But I also would like to use Webby.link more this year. Webby.link is a domain that I have, and I would like to have all our content. We talked a little bit about this, Simon, but
Yeah,
to have our webinars on there with a, make sure that you have to register to get access to it, because I do want to have more control over who's seeing the content so that I can follow up with them with more content. I really believe that I could do better instead of just putting everything on YouTube to actually capture an email address. I know it's annoying, guys, but it'll just be a simple email address so that I know that you looked at the content. And that way I also know when I have similar content to reach out to you and say, that we do have more content in that area. It should be a
yeah.
win-win situation if done right. So,
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to offer more value and more education. That's something you mentioned earlier on.
mhm.
I think hopefully that will help us to do more. And if we get an idea of what people are watching and requesting, that's going to help us provide more stuff as well. So yeah, that's the theme, that's the idea. And I
Yeah.
mean, Webathon's obviously part of that. We try and do a day of value and interviews and giveaways and stuff, and hopefully we'll continue on that. And that was 12 hours last year. I don't know if we'll go for more, but another 12 hours of value next year or this coming year, I think
Yeah.
would be great. So yeah, we'll see if we can build on that on top of what we put together in a few weeks just last year now. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that's pretty much our predictions for 2022 for Mass Page and domaining and for SEO. So I think we can maybe turn the page, do you think, and maybe start talking a little bit about your training, and we'll kind of go from
Yeah.
there.
Do you want me to talk about Google Business Profiles or the
Yeah, I think
training
that would.
stuff? Yeah, we'll go about
Yeah,
this
I
now.
think
Yeah,
that would be
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is obviously I do a slot every week, just a little bit about SEO thing, something that might have changed, or hopefully a nugget or some ideas. So, talking about Google Business Profiles, which I'm still getting used to, if obviously is the new name for Google My Business. So, if there's one thing that we know in SEO, it's obviously change, and where Google and SEO are concerned, the only constant change. Things are constantly developing and changing, and obviously from an SEO perspective, we try and keep ahead of that and give Google what it wants and get ranked as a result, but it's not always straightforward. So here's the kind of key changes just for you to be aware if you've not picked up on them already. So Google My Business is gone. Google Business Profile, or Business Profile by Google, as I saw them mentioning on their website earlier on, is the new name. I believe they're keeping the logo. I think the idea is it's a more professional sounding name. So it's less about listings, it's more about a profile, and they're trying to obviously continue to develop and evolve Google Business Profile as a proposition. There are some other changes, so it's not just a more professional name. So what? It's actually more than just a name change. So some of the key changes you're going to see this coming year is the Google My Business app, which you might have on your iPhone or Android, is going to be retired sometime in 2022. So that's one thing that's going to be a change. So if you were, taking a picture of your business and posting it on your phone, as many people were doing just to keep on up with updates and posting photos, that's not going to be available. All of the edits are now going to be managed through your search listing, and I'll go a slide on that in a second. There's also changes to ranking factors, which I'll cover off. Changes to how you manage the listing, and Google seems to be adding more data to your profile. So some of the profiles that I manage, I'm seeing them adding a whole host of categories, a long list of them, and they're just suggesting them and expecting me to accept them. Some of them work, some of them don't. But even if you try to delete them, they seem to want to add them back on again. So I would normally have 3 or 4 categories, but they're actually adding large amounts of additional sort of subcategories on there as well. And I think the kind of implication that runs through this is that this is a kind of a profile that's not necessarily yours. It's a profile that everybody can input into. So suggest edits are very common. They're very commonly accepted. Often, if it's done by a local guide or whatever, they just go straight through. And every time you log in, you often see a list of users who contributed to your profile. Do you want to accept the listing? Sometimes they just change them anyway. So this is definitely a kind of a shift from a Google point of view. And I think, as we were saying earlier on, there's more things Google are looking at from an monetization point of view. So Google Guaranteed, we expect that to increase in areas and further changes to happen. So just
Can I just back you up
sure,
just
sure,
a second?
sure.
So,
Mhm.
if you take a look at the success of Wikipedia and you take a look at the success of Wikipedians, right, where they sort of have the editing overall thing, and then you have Reddit, okay, which is
Yeah.
also consumer created content. And you take a look at like things like, I don't know if you ever heard of Gas Buddy, where people put in the prices of the gas at the different gas stations. These are models that have been working for quite a while. And
Yeah.
I think Google understands that if you put all the centralized power in the hands of the business person, one, it's going to be taken advantage of, and two, a lot of the information is not going to be as up to date as if you empower the people to do more of the heavy lifting. And a lot of this, I think, is motivated by the power of search via voice, because voice is getting huge with your Google assistants. And, I got it on my phone, I've got it in my house. And things like the way that Alexa also gets information, like the hours of a particular store or things like that. A lot of times, like if you ask on New Year's Day if such and such Starbucks is open, it might say yes, usually it is, but on New Year's Day it might not be. Well, what if somebody knows that Starbucks is open and how late it's open, and now they up the hour instead of the business owner who's busy
This
having to
is
do it?
interesting. This happened I was dealing with a client just a couple of days ago, actually a fireworks retailer, and they were trying to update their opening hours to say that they were open, and Google didn't accept the change. So
Right.
they wanted other people to verify that they were actually open. Even this is the store owner
Yep.
telling their own listing, look, I'm open. I mean, it wasn't accepted. And I went, and maybe other people did as well, to say, yeah, this is correct. And it flipped over and changed it shortly after that. But if you're not in control of your own opening hours as a retailer, it's a bit of an interesting one. But
Yeah, and
I think
it's
this whole wisdom of crowds thing is there, because a lot
right.
of retailers don't update their listings, do they? And they don't have the opening hours correct. And people can come in and say, actually, no, the place is open, it's not closed. And Google's relying on that kind of data. Like, it's wisdom of crowds, isn't it? It's if they get enough signals saying the thing's open, they're going to mark it open, or closed, vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and things like blockchain and the fact that authorship has become more and more important with Google. These are the things, your credibility for your advisement, the Wikipedian, so to speak, that is a trusted source for making changes on the
Yeah.
site. That's going to be here for a long time,
Yeah.
because that's where things are headed. I think
Yeah.
you're going to want to have a really good reputation, especially in the digital marketing space, so that when you do make a change for your client, it does stick very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know, like, if you're a local guide and you're at a high enough level, I'm a 6.5 at the moment, trying to get up to 7. But if you're a high Google guides, that if you recommend these changes or approve them, they're going to go through much quicker. And if you do
Yeah.
suggest edits on somebody else's listing, they're going to be accepted far quicker. You've also got to be careful you manage your reputation as well. So I wouldn't do anything malicious, because that might have a counterproductive effect and wipe out some of the benefits of being a Google guide. So look, I mean, this page I'm showing here, the red circles have moved a little bit, apologies, but basically says only managers of this profile can see this. So this section here only pops off if you're logged in and managing or owning your own listing. This one's my one here, and if you can see here, there's a new star review. I can add an update, and I would basically go in through search through this interface here rather than an app, and manage it there. And you can edit profile and look at customers and everything else through it. And that's how they're going to be doing things going forwards. If you're a business, you've got more than 10 listings, you can still do bulk verifications and bulk management, but typically your small business owner is going to be going in through the front end here, pretty much as you might do a suggest edit or something, and just edit profile within your browser. So I think that's pretty interesting. So that's one thing to watch out for. And then just on ranking factors as well, Google My Business or Google Business Google Business Profile has always had like 3 main ranking factors: proximity, which we've always known as strong; relevance; and authority. So relevance, obviously the content in relation to your the product or service you offer in relation to the search, and authority comes down to trust and reviews as probably the main ranking factor on that. So it looks like GBP is weighting proximity significantly higher than previously. Yeah, so that's great if you are the local shop and it's a kind of 5-mile radius. You're likely to, if you've got the proximity and some reviews, you're likely to come up in that area. And I think Google believes, really, probably not believes, it probably knows that people don't drive that far for local services. So it's looking at that kind of 5-10 mile radius. So that's going to be interesting because it's going to concentrate results far more for physical locations. But the downside is if you're a service area business, you're going to be disadvantaged much more than you were before. And you were already disadvantaged through proximity ranking factor anyway. So all the people that have like a virtual office and a residential address, and if I work as a photographer, there are many people in that category, they're going to get a massive boost over you than if you're just there as a service area business with no address. So that's something to just watch out for if you see any big changes. So what can you do about these changes? Keep building up your relevance, fill out your profile, have content on your website that mirrors what you're doing on your main GBP profile, increase your authority, so all the normal stuff of more reviews, embed reviews on your website with schema markup and have that reflected there to mirror what you've got on your main site. Have a lot of engagement, make sure you're updating photos, updates, video if you've got that, and answer all messages very quickly. So all the stuff you'd normally do. If you want to be sort of optional, you can take a look at your competitors and suggest edit them. So if you are confident, I would never suggest anything malicious, but if you're confident they are breaching terms and conditions, and many of them are, they've got their home address, it's clearly not an office, it's not got a reception area, it's not a public place, you can suggest edit it. And if you are wanting to have that proximity boost, if you do set up your GBP, make sure it's an address that will pass Google's checks. And I would be super cautious before changing any address. It's very likely to trigger re-verification and potentially even suspension if they're not very confident that it's a real address. So if you've got a virtual address, your home address, and a counter address, they're likely to fall by the wayside over time. There are ways people use around it in terms of producing signs and having business cards printed and t-shirts and showing pictures of people working in the location that seems to ward Google off. But I would be super cautious about changing your address if you don't have it in place at the moment. But they're the things that you can do. So that's my my slides there for the week, Daryl. I don't know if anybody's got any questions. I see Don's level 7 to 8. Look at that, Don. You must spend a lot of time reviewing and taking photos of businesses. So that's good. And you're absolutely right. Yeah, Google have been pushing the service areas. Yeah, Google guaranteed. If you're kind of plumber or your photographer or any other kind of service business that you do the service, carpet cleaners, electrician, all that in the home, you don't necessarily have an office, that's where they want to go. And yeah, that's hard work because it means less organic search and more paying, a bit like you do with Google Ads. So I think that's definitely something Google's looking to monetize. So watch this space. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not rocket science, guys. The top of the fold has been the issue with newspapers for years. does the editorial branch of the newspaper just put the most value and pictures up at the front, or do they put like some ads up there and things like that? Because with Google, that first bit of the first 3 listings, or the first 4 to 5 inches of the search scroll, is so important and so valuable. Of course, Don, they're going to try to put it into pay per play as much as possible, as long as they get away with it. Because if the users say, okay, well, you at least give me my organic listings 8 inches down, maybe that's okay and people will accept that. But if things start to change, and Google right now is so dominant, it's hard to imagine how that shift will happen, but it does typically
Things
happen.
change, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, a
We
lot of
saw
these things
we saw BlackBerry being switched off. There was something in the news today about BlackBerry being finally switched off. I mean, 20 years ago, BlackBerry was the thing. You could never imagine it not being the dominant platform, and now it's being, the plug's being pulled. So, anything can happen. And yeah, Google has to look after its users. And if people are frustrated, I mean, when I do some searches and I see Yellow Pages or Yell.com and Yelp and all the rest of it come up at the top, and think, well, if I'd wanted to go into a directory, I know these brands, I'd have gone there straight away, and there's a line of them above the searches. And yeah, if it's too frustrating and it's just a load of paid sponsor stuff, I think people may. But yeah, Google's a long way from being dead, that's for sure. So yeah.
Don says, what is the alternative now? Just from my standpoint, and Don, you've been around this a long time as well. My standpoint is that typically young people in their teens and 20s can make a big change. So when, let's say, TikTok, right, started to become really big during the pandemic, now my wife is using TikTok, my aunt is using TikTok, right? It all kind of starts from that flow. So social is become a big thing with regard to searching. So a lot of times you put something into your community neighborhood app, or you put it into your Facebook group and say, hey, anybody know a good blank, right? And that's an alternative to Google currently. But I also think that social is what Google is trying to compete with when it comes to this GBP, because they know that your trusted community could probably recommend something better than their algorithm.
For sure.
And their goal is to tickle your fancy with the search results. And if it is aligned with the types of people that you hang with, it's just like the other algorithms, right? They're going to silo you right into it. So you're going to have, if you like, I don't know, just anything, you like green fried tomatoes, and you're in a fried green tomatoes group on Facebook, right? And then you say, where is the best fried green tomatoes? And, you're going to get the concept of, from the people that are most likely to be experts at the foodies and all these kinds of things in that area.
100%. Yeah. So Daryl, I'm in a lot of photography groups, for example, and a lot of people, the first point of call would go to the Facebook group and say, I'm thinking about buying this lens. Anybody got it? What do you think? All the rest of it. Anybody got one for sale? And for a lot of that stuff, that would be the first port of call. People just wouldn't go into a general search on Google, because you wouldn't be confident of getting the information back, but you would know that from certain communities you can go straight in there, ask the question, and actually experts in the field are going to come back within 5-10 minutes and provide a view. Lifetime deals, I'm in a lot of those groups as well, same sort of thing. Ask a question, get an answer. So I'd never use Google for that, but I think there's a lot what you say. It's wisdom of crowds that we were talking about.
It's wisdom of the crowds, and it's still the rich will still get rich. The people that have the biggest market share will get recommended the most.
Yeah.
Right. That's sort of what happens. But I think that Google has to deliver the fastest, most relevant thing, whether it's coming from human beings or an algorithm. They seem to do it. But I think we're going to look back at this and say, 5-10 years from now, we're going to be like, I cannot believe Google cared about schema and cared about mobile speed and all this stuff, when it really came down to what your neighbors and your best friends in the niche decided was the best.
Yes.
They're doing everything they can to try to do it in a mass standpoint, but with AI, they could really pick out the thought leaders and find out what they really think you should be looking at, instead of what does the schema look like, what is the page
Basic
loading
technicals.
speed, and the technicals and the bounce rate and all these kind of stuff that they're trying to use mathematics to determine what the guy down the street could probably tell you very easily is the best place to go.
But also on the search results, I mean, people asking the question and then them coming back with a load of paid and sponsored, Google guaranteed, the rest of it is not a great result, is it? So that's what they've got to be really careful of, that people do get frustrated with it. And it's just, pay to play.
And Don brings a good point. I mean, if Google doesn't control, and that's all third-party outside control, where do they make their money, right? But I think it's always going to be that chicken or the egg with them. They're always going to have to make sure that they keep relevant results that are appreciated by the user, and then the spam, which you didn't ask for, but Google decided you need to see it, that comes in through ads and through Google Guarantee and through all of these kinds of things. They have to have both, right? They have to stay in business, but they got to give you something that you really want to have, and that's the tug of war that you have. But again, I think it's really going to be the rich get richer. I think that, the people that have market share now will continue to have more market share if they do things right, versus just, so that's why I think it's really important to get the technicals done now and to get market share. So that way you are the default recommended thing 3-4 years from now, when things become a little bit more based on that, I think. So.
Sounds good. So that was GBP, and I'm conscious of the time. We're approaching 11 o'clock. Are you wanting to do your domain giveaway at 11 as normal? I see our viewing figures are peaking, so maybe there's some expectation in the
I think that we might be able to do that. So this is the giveaway wheel for the survey, which I'll give that away in a little bit. But let's go ahead and just give away our domain right now. And I'll clear out the survey list and we'll go back to it. So what I would like you to do is go ahead and put your name inside of the comments area. And let me show you the domains that are up for grabs here from my collection today. All right. So to win a domain today, you get to pick A, B, C, or D if your name comes up on the wheel of names. Number A is becomedonor.com. B is deckprices.com, C is golferbag.com, and D is nannyprices.com. So go ahead and put your name in there if you'd like to win one of these domains. We'll put you in the wheel of names, and we'll go ahead and get you on here so that you
That's a strong set this week, Daryl. I have to say, you've come out with you've delved deep into the bag and found some real corkers there. I think, This is like your special list,
It's our special list, yes. I got Dana, who's one of my domain buddies on here. He's going after it. That's Don says he's after it. Let's see. Steven says he's happy to pick one up. Cruz. Make sure you guys, if you're liking this content, make sure to give us a like and subscribe right now while we're putting these names in. It would be greatly appreciated because it helps other people find our content. And
not only for Mass Page Tools YouTube channel, but also for Simon Hogburn on YouTube as well. I'm slightly behind the 1,200 subscribers, so if you wanted to check out my channel and give me a like and subscribe, that would be very helpful as well.
We would love that. Absolutely. I encourage everybody to do that. Spread the wealth, right?
That's it. Yeah.
And now, what do you guys think of CX3P Social? That's the new name for 3 Season of Pod. So, awesome. I think he did a good job. Mark would love Golfer Bag. Let's see if we can make that happen for you, Mark.
We've got some new people on the stream as well. So I don't think we've seen Justin before. I don't know if you know Justin. So hi, Justin.
Nope, I don't know him.
With us. Rejoice Organics as well.
Probably. Okay, David T.
We know Don. Hello, Don.
Don, yeah.
We know
Dana.
Jimmy And Tim Judge is saying not Tim.
Not Tim.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, Tim did win a lot in 2021, but I don't think that bars him from 22. But you know,
I'm going to put not Tim. I am.
Go on then. Terry, yeah, hi Terry. Good to see you. How you doing?
Yeah. So we're just getting more names.
Hey Jorge, how you doing?
Yep. So the names are getting bigger here. The list is getting bigger. We're going to give you another minute or so. If you want to win, becomedonor.com, deckprices.com, golferbag.com, and nannyprices.com. I do have Ted.
Yeah. Ted, hi Ted. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
I do see Dana.
Hi Stefan.
This is we're going to try to come up with a better system for this, where you probably register so that way we know who is here for this. Let's see. Hello all. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and take down this and get the wheel of names on. Make sure you see your name over on this side over here. All right. And if you don't see your name, go ahead and leave your comment so we can get you added so you can win one of the domains for the first giveaway of the day. We always try to do this at the top of the hour, the very first hour. This is a 2-hour show, so we're going to have a total of 3 giveaways, and still so much more to come still. So
right, we've got Justin in there. We've got online website marketing. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, who is online website marketing? What's their name?
You've got a name, online website marketing. We are asking people to be kind of real, genuine people on the end of this, not sort of bots or multiple profiles or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah. So if you want to join, it'd be great if you could just let us know your name. We can put you in. CX3 is asking for my links. I'll show them after we do the draw. I've got some links to my group and YouTube and a few other things, so I'll do it afterwards. Yeah.
Terry. Oh, that's Terry. Okay. I think I got Terry on here already.
Terry. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Terry. I like that name. That's good. All right. Guys, here we go for 22. One of these domains is going to go to somebody here. So let's roll it. Let's see what happens here. Might be Jorge. Let's see.
Yeah, just have the line.
Jorge. Well done, congratulations.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. You get that first pick of the year.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and put the domains up here. Jorge, congratulations to you. BecomeDonor.com, deckprices.com, golferbag. He's a golfer. He's going to love that one. Golferbag.com, nannyprices.com. That's awesome. I could totally see him going for that one. So, yeah, go ahead and pick out which domain you would like to have, and we'll go ahead and send that off to you offline and get you set up with that. If anybody in the month of December didn't get, there he is, golferbag.com. Congratulations. You got it, Jorge. If anybody didn't get their domain, I think Don, I don't know if you got your domain, so go ahead and message me at daryl.chat. And let me know if your domain didn't go through, because of course the holiday got big crazy, and I don't know if GoDaddy did their thing or not. So just let me know and we'll go ahead and get it. Usually it's a 2-week limit, but if it was in the month of December, let me know and I'll make sure you get that domain. All right, because it was crazy in December, as you know. All right, so we still have the survey to give away, and I'm going to give that away. I'm just going to put the names for the survey now into the wheel of names, so that way we have it. And you can see there's quite a few on here. So what I would like to do now is to go and talk a little bit about the survey that was on here from just before Christmas. If you want to discuss any of these with me, you can go to daryl.chat. and we can have more of a conversation. But I just wanted to talk to you, Simon, and get some comments from folks as we kind of go through this. And we talk a little bit about what was the winning thing. So initially, Done For You services was the top thing. Then more Mass Page training came up with the most. What do you think of that, Simon?
So just for context, just so not everyone necessarily has seen this. So this is us asking questions about what we would like, what people would like to see more of in 2022. And we did a survey. So these are the results that came back. So I think you put in some responses, and I think people added one or two themselves as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's interesting. Obviously, we have a lot of people, mass page builders here, both using Magic Page plugin and Enterprise and some other apps as well. So that's not too surprising. Done for you services and domain. I mean, we have a kind of different groups of people, I think, that watch the stream. So yeah, I may be interested to see the training was the top compared to some of the other ones. But yeah, I mean, we will listen to this, and we hopefully respond and provide some more training. And that I think links to the theme that you said earlier on, Daryl, about trying to be more education, more value, sharing more stuff in 2022. So hopefully we'll do that.
Yeah. So I've given a lot of thought to this, because I mean there's 38 people that voted here, it looks like, that are unique people. And so the thing is if you take this one, number 1 and number 3, they're basically the same thing. It's training and information, right? It's if you put the two, it's 25 votes for that, right? And so I love doing training. I love doing webinars and things like that. So I think in 22, we're just going to see more of that, right? I'm going to, make sure I'm really conscious about the emails we collect, because that's been kind of haphazard. So I would like to build up a bigger list of people that like the training and the information that we offer. But I also, it's very clear here, if you take a look at this, that adding more tools is lower than the value of the information, right? That we give to the community, to we talk about on the Sunday show and things like that. So I really think that it's very clear, folks. And if you want to put any comments, this is a great time, because we're having a little community discussion about this right now before we do the giveaway. But the done for you services, the fact that they came on early, our good friend Steven has the done for you themes and things like that. And I am looking at some things that are coming up in the community that'll happen this year. And so there will be more done for you stuff that's coming your way. I'm working on something. I know that Mike has something he's talked about in his group. So there are some people that are doing the done for you stuff, and Stephen as well. So it'll be good to see what happens with that, because I know that there's a lot of people. I just was talking to a gentleman the other day. He's in a corporate business doing lead gen for his own business. He doesn't have time to learn all this stuff. So if he could have it done for you, or at least portions of it done for you, that would be an exciting thing for him to actually get the leads, which is what they want, is the sales and the leads, right? So I think that we will see things in 22 for done for you services. I know I'm working on something, and I know Mike, if you look in his group, mentioned something. Steven's worked on something with Robert and stuff. So I think that definitely done for you services is a strong second place next to the information.
Yeah, so Don's just come in with a comment there. I don't know if you're taking comments, Daryl, but having a tool, not knowing how to use it properly, is a big downfall of this community. So I think he's speaking generally about mass page building, perhaps even SEO, digital marketing as a whole. We've all got a lot of software tools. I know how to use some of them, but certainly not all of them. And I think that's a barrier, isn't it? That people make an investment with the best intentions, but can't necessarily get over that hurdle without a bit of extra help. So hopefully we can help if people can guide us on the things they need help with. We can put something together, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. And I talked to you, Stephen, or not Simon, about doing some courses, because you wanted to do more courses, and you were going to do some stuff based on the form and doing stuff with the tools that are out there. So that would also be great, is sort of the formalized training, the formalized masterminds. I think that there's an avenue for that I think could help people.
Yeah, I mean, I think about the things that I've struggled with myself getting into mass page building, and where I would have benefited from some course or coaching. So I go along that kind of line. I certainly have had some help and support, but I think there are some gaps, which I think is what Don's talking about there. So we'll hopefully try and help in that area on Mass Page. Yeah.
You know, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch or anywhere on Twitter, you see this Mass Page Tools group. If you would go to Facebook, I know some people don't like Facebook. I'm not a big fan myself, but it's just search Mass Page Tools, and it's a private group, and we'll get you in here so that you can see the discussions that we do talk about in here. We are also working on some other channels to have communications. But I'm just waiting to see if people can adopt it. We're starting with a smaller group. Okay, so and maximize the tools you have. I totally am down with that. Walter added that, and I think that you know, if you add the two together, give me more knowledge about how to use the tools that we have and how to maximize the tools we have. You combine all of that down to this training, and that is the clear winner. That is the clear winner, in my opinion, is to help people. And then, you know, from there, adding new stuff eventually is what people expect. All right. So that in mind, I did collect all of the names from this survey in our Mass Page Tools Facebook group. They are all right here. And everybody gets only one vote, and the person here is going to get a Domain Kicks lifetime all access plan, which is valued at $1,000, $997. Okay, so this is the lifetime plan of Domain Kicks. This person's going to win just for giving us some feedback. So I just need to know in the group, because this is $1,000 prize. If you guys are ready, if your name is on here, tell us when it's time to spin this. So go everybody in here. If you think it's time to spin this wheel and find a winner for this, I want you to shout out some spinning enthusiasm in the chat right now and let us know it's time to spin this sucker and find a winner out of this 38 different people that filled out the form. So I really need you to put a big spin or some kind of thing to tell us it is time to spin this wheel for a prize worth $1,000 from Mass Page. All right. I see David Tullock says, spin, man. Don says, spin that wheel. Justin says, I voted for the training. Can I get in the group on Facebook? Yeah. We're done taking votes for the survey because we've already collected it. But yeah, we're going to spin this baby. Spin. Ready? Here we go. Terry says, spin it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see who gets this. Jeff Green. Yay!
Jeff Green. Well done, Jeff.
Congratulations. You don't have to be here to claim your prize. So Jeff does win this. And
not on this one, in this one, yeah. Ordinarily, yes, but on this one,
on the domains, you don't have to. But this one, all you had to do was leave a comment. So congratulations, Jeff Green. I'm going to reach out to him on Facebook and let him know that he won this prize. So he'll get access to that lifetime deal. Again, if you're interested in Domain Kicks, go to domainkicks.com. You can read the information here, and there's plenty of videos inside of our YouTube channel about some of the cool domains. Dana was talking, the only problem with Domain Kicks is he's finding too many great domains. And one of the things I would love to maybe talk to him about sometime, if Dana, if you want to come on here during our guest portion of this, tell us a little bit of how you're valuing these things to determine how you're going to price your domains, because I think that that's a really cool thing to explore. And it would be cool if you feel like coming on here, Dana. I would love to have you come on during the that portion of it if you can hang in there with us today. All right, it is a 2-hour version of our Mass Page Tools and SEO Heroes Sunday Live, and we thank you guys for being here. We're celebrating 22, and we're broadcasting on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook right now. And we're so happy to have you guys here. Make sure you guys like, follow, subscribe, all of that good stuff, because it does help other people to find this content, and it could help them out on their journey of making, money online, either passively or actively. So awesome. All right. So next up, I do want to talk a little bit about what we've been doing with Siphon, and Siphon for developers. Okay. So we have just launched today on Rapid API. This is something we've been working on for a few weeks now. And we have a new server that's going to be coming out this week. And I wanted to show you Siphon AI on Rapid API. So if you go to go.ht/API, okay, you'll see here is Siphon on Rapid API, and it's Siphon AI development tools. It's website scraping, search API, and AI paraphrasing. Currently, we've opened up 2 of these on here. And if you've never seen an API before, it's basically a way that you can use our code and our artificial intelligence to implement into your software. That's great. 99% of you guys won't use this, right? This is in this group of 2 million other developers around the world that can actually use Siphon on their projects, okay? And so you'll see over here, there's the Siphon tool, which is the same thing you guys get with Siphon, where it grabs the information, searches the information, grabs the information, and puts it into paraphrase text. And then you have search, which if you take a look here, if you just hit the endpoint here, you'll see over on the right-hand side, it shows you, this is the keyword was best EV manufacturers, electric vehicle manufacturers. And it has all of the results from Google that comes up instantaneously, which can be used for people to build different programs. Again, 99% of you guys won't use this, but what I'm asking you for is a favor today. And that is to go to go.ht/API. It's free to get into Rapid API. All right. The reason why I think you should be familiar with this is because you can hire somebody, you can shop through these APIs, right? All these web services. There's flight data. There's football schedules, anything you're into, food recipes, right? There's all of this stuff that's out here that you can hire someone on Fiverr or Upwork or whatever and tell them, look, I want you to take this and do something with it. Okay. It could be just for your family. It could be for you. It could be for you to sell. It could be, for you to flip on Flippa. It could be a whole lot of things. Like maybe you just find a really good domain and you're like, I'm just going to make a really quick website for this, right? Again, I'm talking to 3% of the audience right now, maybe. Okay. If you go here to Rapid API, you'll be able to shop through and see some of these cool things that people can do just by adding a little bit of code into things. But if you go to go.ht/API, I would love to have you follow. That's all I'm asking. You don't necessarily have to subscribe or anything like that. Subscriptions are free. It's free to sign up to just kind of take a look at it. But sorry. But there is, if you go here and you click on this, you can follow and on the about page where it says 0 followers. If you can just follow this, or if you guys are watching on the replay and this is something that you already have a Rapid API account, or you just want to help us out, get a Rapid API account. It's free to do, and just go ahead and follow us. So that way people can see that people are following this. And it helps for the ranking and things like that for it to come up more. All right. But this is a really cool thing. You can see Mass Page Tools is one of the spotlights. The Siphon API app, Siphon AI app is on here. We're going to have other projects that will be coming up on here as well. So this is Siphon AI for developers. It's through Rapid API. We have another really good surprise coming up where we're going to be adding something to this, and it'll probably be next week. So this is why I want you to follow, so that you can find out what we're doing as soon as we launch it into here. But it is for Mass Page community, and we have 2 other endpoints we're adding into here this week. And so you'll be able to see what that is by following this, and you'll be able to see what we're going to be doing with it. So yeah, Rapid API. It's go.ht/API, and please check that out. We're really excited about it because the nice thing is as people use it, we get paid per request, right? And so we're building this for ourselves to use for different programs, but there are different people that I've been talking to that build software that plan to use it. So we wanted to put it out there and explain to people that this is something we've been working on, because what we have is cutting edge. It's not on GPT-3. It's on its own thing. We built our own neural engine. We have our own trainings and all that stuff, so we can actually make it just the way we want it to be for Mass Page community. So all right, so that's that. So
sounds good.
Go.ht/API. All right. What time are we at now? About 20 after?
We're 20 past 11 now. Yeah.
Do you think we should do the lifetime deal of the week?
I think we should. Hold on a second.
I just dropped a pen.
There we go. It's all ready to go.
So
yeah, lifetime deal of the week. Christmas is a bit quiet for lifetime deals. There's not been many sort of big launches coming out, but there's something I'll just share with you now. So lifetime deal of the week, which I'm recommending, is Email Writer, which is currently on AppSumo from $59. There's a 2-stack and a 3-stack plan as well, but you can get the basic one for $59. What does Email Writer, what do AppSumo say about Email Writer? It's essentially a tool that allows you to generate email sequences. It covers a lot of different niches, and there's well over 1,000 different templates effectively, which gives you access to these templates. Now it claims to be an alternative to things like funnel scripts, Jarvis and Copy AI. I don't feel that's really valid, certainly not on Jarvis or Copy AI, but it is an interesting tool nonetheless, and I'll do a bit of an over the shoulder just now. So can you see the screen there? No, hold
yes
on.
Yes, I can go ahead and
yeah, hold on, let me just dial in.
Okay, it's full screen now. Yep,
nice. So this shows you have actually bought it. Don't just make this stuff up. So yeah, it's interesting. So there's a video, there's some training, and there's various sort of templates. There's a kind of a whole dashboard here, but effectively you're going through choosing what type of email that you want. So this is if you had your own email marketing platform, you want to do some automation, you want to send a sequence of 4 or 5 emails after somebody signed up for your like a lead generation site or your newsletter or whatever. This is what you could do. So there's different things it has in here. If you're doing a webinar, make money online, you're doing affiliate marketing, there's niches like dating and relationships, beauty, skincare, that sort of thing. So you basically just click in, and it asks you a series of questions. So let's just go through the questions. Now this does take a little bit of time, so I'm going to take it like a minute or two, but basically just go through what's the name of the sender, what's the webinar called. You basically just add in how to get found. You add in all your sort of key details about what it sort of guides you through it. What's the niche here? Hopefully you can see the words on this. What's the core result? Get found on Google, and it's going to use, it says AI. I'm not sure how much AI is in here in the background. I think it's generally drawing in from templates, but you go through a little process here where you put in the details. There's a couple more of these I'll just try and get through. I want to show you brilliant, amazing. I'm doing it quick here. Awesome. Run out of ideas to put in here, but I'll just keep going. Yeah. Time, cost, yeah, and there's one more after this. So what are the benefits? It's better, faster, cheaper. That's always good to have benefits. Better, faster, cheaper. Mm-hmm. And you go through. So you're building up like a template. So I'm doing this to basically show you how quick it is and what it comes out with at the end. So you've seen my kind of completely awful inputs that I've put in here, but here it comes out with text. Yeah. So the idea is that you would take this text and effectively copy and paste it. Now that's not that high tech. It kind of gives the vibe that it might be like integrated with MailChimp or something like that. It's not. So it comes out with a load of text. But I think if you were starting to do a webinar and you were struggling for some inspiration, this would be quite good. So it gives you the first email, and then here's the second one. With more saying, it obviously takes in some of the content that you've already written, which I'd sort of gone through earlier on. Here's the third one. You change the links around. Here's the fourth one, etc. So that's a kind of a webinar one. But obviously, from what I showed you earlier on, there's a large list of things. So I kind of struggle sometimes thinking of what the emails, if I'm doing like a kind of webinars, what emails do I send out? So this I think is quite good for giving you some inspiration. So as I said earlier on, I wouldn't describe this as I'm trying to get back to the slides. I wouldn't describe this as an alternative to Jarvis. It's not really that at all, is it? It's something that's more like a kind of a template database. Yeah, so kind of pros and cons for this is it does provide you with a lot of sequences. I just would zap through one really quickly, but it would give you some inspiration, and there's some niche stuff there as well. It does also populate them all, so you can just copy and paste the stuff, and it's fairly quick, as you saw. It isn't Jarvis. It does require you to go through those questions. You need to spend a bit more time than I did, and at the end of the day, whilst there is this kind of fancy dashboard, it's kind of copy and paste at the end of the day. But if you do struggle for a bit of inspiration, as I sometimes do, I would say for $59 it's worth a go. They do sub accounts and other stuff on the 3-stack plans. It may be possible to resell this, but you'd still be asking your clients to do a load of work to put it together. So it's probably something that you, if you're a freelancer or a small agency, you just do it yourself and have your own tool, which you can get for $59. But that's my lifetime deal of the week. So that's everything on that. I don't know if anybody has any questions. I tried to zip through that bit of it without overdoing the demo, but hopefully you got a feel for it.
Yeah, so if you go to go.ht/AppSumo, it supports the channel. It supports Simon as well to purchase more of these so that we can try things out in front of your eyes, show you behind the curtain of things that we think that you might be able to use successfully. The nice thing about AppSumo is you can get instant credit back to buy another thing on AppSumo if it isn't the right fit for you. We try to find the things that are the best. Sometimes we're dismayed by the quality of things, so that we're gonna not show you those things. So we're always looking for things that are the best and the brightest for this.
And we do buy them, and we do buy them with the intention of using them and demoing them. So this is something that I would be wanting to use for my own business. So it's not just we haven't pretended to buy it. So hopefully it's useful.
And the thing is, exactly. And the thing is that these sequences, there's 1,000 sequences here, and they're probably proven sequences. I don't know the facts on it, but it makes making an email sequence or a funnel and things like that is hard work. If you're going to launch a product or you're going to send out an email sequence, you expect to spend 2 or 3 days coming up with that.
This stuff's tried and tested. I mean, like you, I don't know where the source of this is, but this stuff does look pretty good. I mean, you'll have to rework it. You'll paste it in. But it, like a bit like Jarvis, it gives you a massive head start compared to literally standing there with a blank sheet of paper and starting from scratch. How do I design an email sequence for a webinar about health and beauty or something? I mean, it's just going to be hard work. So get a head start. $59, not too bad. Cool. Now there was a question earlier on from CX3P about my links, so I'm just going to zap through to there now, if that's okay. So here's some of my links. So I have my own Facebook group as well, which you're welcome to join. It talks about local SEO in general. It's called SEO Superheroes. So you can go to that at simonhogman.com/group. So it'd be great if you could join that. And I'm building up my subscriber base in parallel, and obviously supporting Mass Page Tools, our main channel, but we're trying to spread the word in all sorts of different places. So if you were able to subscribe to simonhogman.com/YouTube, that'd be great. And also it'd be great to talk. So Daryl's already shared his chat link, daryl.chat. Mine is Simon's chat, simons.chat. So if you want to get in touch, just reach out and say hello there. It'd be great to have a chat and just get some thought on what you're wanting to see from us or from me in terms of what I share every week, or anything else you think I can help you with. So let me know. So yeah, that's my slides for today. We've got the giveaway, which I've got a couple of slides on that, but we'll bring that in when at an appropriate time. But that's my links for CX3P you asked. Yeah.
Awesome. So, I mean, guys, here we are. It's a fresh start, right? It's a brand new year. You guys can do a lot of things to tweak your business, to make a big step aside and do something different. All of these kinds of things are, at your disposal for this year. We've given you some thoughts about what we're going to do. We would like to know what you're thinking of doing as well. So we will allow you to come on here and talk directly to us as a guest. So if you are interested, we'll go ahead and get that link set up. I don't have it set up right now, but it'll be go.ht/guest. I just forgot. I didn't say every single time we start this, we have a new thing that comes up here. So but we do want to hear from you today to see what your plans are. I know Dana had something that he was doing with domain kicks. I'm not sure if he wants to show specifically, but if we could just talk in generalities about how he's helping himself to equate what the value should be for a domain to resell it online. But like, what, do you want to talk more about the survey that we did? Do you want to talk more about what you plan to do in 2022? Is there things that you had questions about Rapid API? Because maybe you've never heard of that before, right? And just being able to empower yourself this year to maybe try something different, to use Upwork, to try to get somebody to build something that you've always thought would be a great tool, but you didn't know how. Like even my wife talks about different things that she would like to do. Has nothing to do with Mass Page, has nothing to do with SEO, but it could be an app, right? It could be just a simple app, or it could be something that solves a problem for people, right? Even if you charge $2 for somebody to subscribe to a mobile app, they'll do it, right? So maybe that's an avenue. Maybe it's not building an app. Maybe you're not very technical and it would be hard for you to communicate what you want to have. Maybe it's something else that's done for you, right? People want done for you services. Well, maybe there's just a little part of Mass Page or a little part of SEO or of domaining. Maybe it's selling people's domains for them, right? Maybe it's taking their domains that they've put the money into and offering a service to outreach to people that might want to buy them, right? Maybe it's coming up with a list of domains that are for sale that you found on Domain Kicks, and you can go send out a list every week that says, here are the top Domain Kicks domains that I found that I didn't buy, but you're welcome to go ahead and buy them. I've curated them, and these are the values I found with Estabot, Nameworth, and GoDaddy, right? And so you can build that out. So, I mean, this is a new year. This is a chance for you to think differently about what you can do with your time. Maybe it's a hobby, right? Maybe it's something that just interests you and you wanted to build a blog about that, right? So there's so many different things that you can do this year that might be different than last year, and allow this to be a reset for you to try something new, right? Allow this to be an opportunity. Like, for example, being bold allowed us to put on Webathon 2021 because we decided at the last minute, literally a week and a half before, maybe less, to go 12 hours and to invite all of these crazy guests on to join us for Webathon. Now, if we didn't take a bold step to do that, Simon and I wouldn't have been able to pull that off. We wouldn't have been able to deliver that. And now we've got people that are definitely noticing our channel more because we actually did something like that. So, sometimes it's just a matter of taking a step and saying, wait a minute, I'm going to do something bold. I'm going to do something I'm passionate about. I'm going to do something that I'm good at. I'm not going to worry about money right away. I'm going to worry about what I'm good at, what I love doing, and I'll get paid for it down the road. What do you think, Simon?
Yeah, I think that's actually, I mean, that was a theme for 2021, and hopefully that's going to power us on into 2022. I mean, the Webathon thing, it was a crazy idea. I mean, we did pull it together at the very last minute. It was great fun on the day. I mean, and even though it was 12 hours, it did actually fly by. It was amazing, and the guests that joined us and supported us, it was fantastic. So yeah, hoping to
Did I hear
build on
you
that.
just say you want to do a 22-hour one this year?
I'd do 24. I'm up for it. Just say the word. We'll do it. We'll have to find even more guests, but
Yeah.
we can, anything's possible. So let's see where we get
Everybody
to.
thought we were nuts with 12 hours. I don't think we
Yeah.
should do 22. They'll commit
Oh,
us.
he's backing down now. You talked about being bold, Daryl. Now,
Right.
Anyway, we'll work it out later in the year. But yeah, it'd be great to do another one like that. And it was a crazy plan, but yeah, it was fun pulling it all together. Yeah, no doubt.
Awesome. Well, we are live right now. If you guys want to join us, go to go.ht/guest. Go.ht/guest. I now have that link working. If you want to come on up here and just wish us a happy new year, tell us what you're thinking of things, maybe something we talked about got you thinking about something today, about maybe predictions, about what you think happened in 21. Maybe we left off our list.
NFTs, blockchain, anything you like. Yeah.
We'll join.
Just come and say hello. Don't have to have a particularly big thought out question. You can do anything you like. But yeah, it'd be good to say hello if you want to join us.
Yeah, and we still have another giveaway coming up.
We do.
Just a little bit later. We're going to give away a course from Simon. You want to tell us a little bit about that, Simon?
Yeah, so I've got two main courses: an SEO course which covers technical on-page and off-page SEO. It's kind of like a foundations sort of intermediate level SEO course. So if you're a small business owner or getting into SEO, it's going to cover all the bases, and it would be a good kind of start for you on that. So that's my SEO course, and I've got a GBP course as well. So that's going to be suitable for again small business owners, but also if you're managing GMBs as well. So those two courses. So I'm basically putting together for 2022. I'm refreshing both those courses. I'm in the middle of updating and rewriting them and recording new videos for them, which they'll be ready by the time we do the Sunday Live next week. And I do a monthly SEO like group coaching sort of session at the moment, but I'm going to, for 2022, we'll be looking to do more training, more coaching. So I'm going to do like a weekly group coaching session, because I think some people get into it, but they've got more questions and they can't wait a month. So I'm going to do a weekly group coaching session on Monday at 8 o'clock UK time, and 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So that is going to be coming up. So that's basically the giveaway. So I'm going to be giving away my SEO course, my Google business course, a month of group coaching sessions, and a one-to-one consultation. So we'll do our giveaway on that. And if you don't want to if you don't win it, that I'm also doing that as an offer as well. So that the two courses and a month of coaching is going to be £97. So you can sign up for that through the link that Daryl has just put there. And if I can just put my slide up, I'll just show you. Hold on a second. There we go. So that's the giveaway. So my SEO course, it's like 25 videos. It is pretty comprehensive, but covers off everything I've got on SEO for a small business owner. And here is the plug on the link, which Daryl's just put up there. So if you don't win, but you're still interested, you can get lifetime access to those two courses and come for a month of group coaching sessions. So that'll be four sessions, one a week. And if you want to continue on with group coaching, it's only £17 a month. I'm trying to build up the group and make it weekly rather than monthly. So it'd be great to have you on board. We can talk about SEO, WordPress, mass page building, Enterprise, Magic Page plugin, anything else you want to cover off. So that's my plug. That's awesome. All right.
Yeah, the plug is fine. It's simons.chat if you want to talk it over with him as well or ask questions. He's worked on a new chat bot that kind of introduces you to him, and then he'll carry on the conversation either on the chat or else in the email. If you want to reach out to me, it's daryl.chat, DARYL.chat, and we can have a little conversation there as well. So we talk about whatever you maybe would like to have some one-on-ones, we can do that. I do one-on-one trainings. I do want to do an advanced course this year to kind of pick up from, I think Simon's going to do some courses. So I would like to do some advanced courses for people that want to do some things. And then I would like to do some done for you services that are very specialized. And so more on that coming up this month or next month as I just kind of get things laid out for this year. But those are some of the things that I'm planning to do. What about you? What are you planning to do? Do you want to join us as a guest? Just go to go.ht/guest. That's go.ht/guest. And we'd love to have you come on here. Don't be shy. We don't bite. And
get over shyness. Maybe that's one of the things for 2022. Come on here and challenge yourself like I did.
There you go.
A year ago.
There you go.
There's Dana. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, my dream came true. Dana's coming up here. We can talk a little bit about domains. You're going to want to turn off the other source that you're listening to so you can hear us just on here, Dana. So,
yeah, I just did.
Awesome.
Hey, Dana. Nice to see
you.
How
you guys doing?
Yeah, good. We all made it to 22, so it's not bad, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome, my friend. So the holidays good to you?
Yes, it was a great celebration with my family. And I know you were talking about, things that you are planning to do in the future for this next year. And the one thing that I did with my son, he's 13, I challenged him to create 2 streams of income this year, by the end of this year.
Wow, I love that.
And he just started teaching himself programming for apps and stuff. Wow. And he just today he has an app programmed. It's a game. He doesn't have it, with ads yet, but he's going to just put out the demo first to get some feedback. But then he's going to monetize it at some point.
That's so awesome.
The one thing I would say is just challenge your kids. Yep. They're cooped up, with everything that's going on in this world. Challenge them, push them, make them realize that they can push themselves, because having that trait in life is extremely valuable. So that's one thing that I would say is just challenge your kids.
Yeah, and everything is digital. I mean, the imagination today isn't playing cops and robbers with some play guns and running around the neighborhood as much as what can you do digitally? What can you do? Could you make your own NFT and put it on OpenSea as a kid, right? Could you start your own Fiverr gig and do some kind of thing on there? Like, I love what you're getting them to learn Python, get them to learn, various code platforms and to mess around with things. And as I talked to you about Rapid API, you have a little bit of a technical background with IT. When you look at a thing like Rapid API, it's like a menu, right, of different things that other, more advanced developers and coders have done that can kind of just go into a Python script or into something that someone on Fiverr had made. And even if you get a small handful of people, it was the experience of building it, right? It's the chance to build something. Sometimes I want to build things just for myself, right? Just because I don't see it out there. And so you're like, I just want to build it for myself. Well, some of the greatest projects online started with that, where people start something for themselves and then people say, oh, I like that. And then they start to sell it and they start to monetize it from there. So I love what you're doing with your son. I think that's really great. And COVID is, every time there's a downside, there's always 2 upsides. So you just got to find what they are,
Yeah. Yeah. Both my kids, I'm extremely proud of. They're both straight A students. And one just went into college. He's in his first year of college. He's doing great. So, I've been really fortunate that, they have really, for the most part, because they're really smart, they don't have homework. They do it in school. They don't need help with their homework. They just, know how to fix it, and know how to do it. So, and that's great, and we do all kinds of projects together. But I'm just really proud of them. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Great. Now, thanks for sharing that. Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you've been playing around with domain kicks quite a bit.
Yeah,
And
so I challenged myself actually in the last maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. I challenged myself to increase the amount of income streams that I have. Um, so I've recently opened an Etsy store. I'm selling real estate Instagram posts, which are editable in Canva. I did some research and I found that a lot of the sellers on there are selling anywhere between 20 to 50 items a day, which is pretty significant. So, I identified it as a good market to make money in. So I just went after it. I have one product already launched. I'm working on my second product, which I just got done today. So I'll be launching that tomorrow. I also started doing the domaining about 4 months ago. It's kind of when I started talking to Daryl a lot about domain stuff because I started watching videos and his video popped up in my feed, and the rest is history. I became a member and have been talking to him ever since. So a subscriber, I mean. So the domain thing I'm really new to. I'm just learning, by watching videos and talking to Daryl. And I found someone on Facebook who I talk with regularly as well. He's been selling domains for over 10 years. He actually got to a point where he was almost homeless recently.
oh wow,
And he, right after he posted that, he sold 15 domains
wow,
because he had started posting them on Dan.com,
yep,
and he started getting a lot of traffic. So based on what he told me, I actually parked all of my domains on Dan.com. And since then, I'm getting a lot more traffic now too.
yep.
So, I'm just feeling things out, talking to people, seeing how it goes. And when I was mentioning, Daryl, to you earlier today about this Excel spreadsheet that I put together, it's just a formula. Actually, my son helped me with the formula
Yeah,
because he's so good with math.
math. Yeah, that's
So,
good.
I just told him, I wanted to, and he was like, Dad, I just Googled it and you can just go here, and I watched the video he watched, and that's,
Yeah.
I figured it out myself. But it's just a spreadsheet where it goes through and it tells you the GoDaddy price of a domain, the Estabat price of a domain, the name worth price of a domain. And then there's like another one out there. It's called Free Valuator.
Yep.
And that price of a domain. And I put into an Excel spreadsheet, and the formula goes through and it estimates based on the percentage that you want to weigh on each one of those four.
Yeah.
So I have GoDaddy, I'm weighing it at 30%. Estabat, I'm weighing it at 30%. And Nameworth, I'm weighing it on 20%. And Free Valuator, I'm weighing it on 20% as well.
Yep.
So that's kind of the equation that I'm working with to come up with my price that I'm going to post it for sale on Dan.com.
But also understand that these are imperfect as well. I mean, they give you, and you're still going to have to feel it out yourself what that domain is worth. But use that as a piece of advice. But don't just go directly as that's the only thing, because the funny thing is that I've tried the $200-300 domain route, and after all is said and done, you might be better off selling less at $2,500 or $4,000, but actually making more in the end of the year because of that, because the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And if it's a domain that somebody really wants, they're willing to pay over $1,000 for it in a lot of cases. Now, if it's just a domain that every indicator says that it's not worth more than $500-600, obviously take the $500-600, right, and get that money from that. Yeah, congratulations, man. That's really cool that you're one working so much with your kids about these types of things. It's only going to help them, and it's like working on a car. I was at we took a long drive over the holiday season, and I haven't been in an auto parts store, but I left my gas cap at a gas station, so I had to get a gas cap. And I was looking behind the counter, and there was all of these books on how to fix your car, and they have the dates for what years you could fix your car. And I don't think a single one of those books went past 2014, because you can't really fix your car. You hook it up to a computer now, right? So, I mean, if that doesn't tell you what you should be doing with your kids now, it's not necessarily working on a 2022 Tesla in your garage. It's just not going to help you much. But yeah, working on a website with them, or working on some kind of a project together is really cool. That's the kind of the new garage project that you do. That's definitely awesome. Awesome, man. That is so cool. I love that formula. I like the way you weighted that. I think that name worth is a bit overinflated, and I think Esteban is very conservative. So you weigh them sort of together, and I think you probably come up with some good numbers. What's the highest value you've gotten from it? The averages.
The one is $3,079.
Wow. From all the averages.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Is that up for sale yet? Can you tell us what it is?
Yep. It's mecancer.com.
Wow. Meat or me?
Me. M-E.
Me Cancer. Okay. Wow.
I really bought it because it had the small word cancer in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured that would sell. And, because like I said, I'm new to this, so I initially put everything out for like $7,000 and like a ridiculous amount.
You won't sell them, yeah.
Yeah, and nothing happened. So I was like, well, maybe I should get much more conservative. And then I think I talked to you at one point, and I watched one of your videos, one of your lives, and you were talking about if you could sell a domain for $200, that's 10 times.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So that's great. Including what you have to pay GoDaddy or wherever it's hosted, or whoever sells it. The other thing I'm going to do with this is, the point of this was try to sell the domain where it would sell within the next 1 to 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of that 3 months, I'm going to reevaluate all the prices.
That's what you should do.
Drop all my prices by like 20%. Mm-hmm. And then reevaluate in 3 months from them, and maybe drop it another 20%. So the idea is to get it to sell as soon as possible, obviously, but I also want to be able to sell it within the year. So I'm figuring if I could come up with a plan and a structure to actually do that consecutively on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have an actual business model that I can say, hey, I can buy this for $12 on GoDaddy and definitely sell it by the end of the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I would say this, Dana, and we're going to have to probably let you go here so that we can let other people come on too. But I would say this is to grab the mindset of being very stingy about what domains you're going to buy. Okay. And have a 10-year goal rather than a 1-year goal, because the reason why is that when you're buying a domain and you're thinking of 10x the $7 or $10 or whatever, you're really being stingy about whether to buy it or not. You're really thinking about it. You're evaluating it before you buy it. You're checking out what other domains have sold for. You get really picky. Whether you hold on to it for 10 years, I don't care. But you should go into it as though you are, okay? Because that's the worst case scenario. And sometimes it takes 4 or 5 years to sell a domain. It doesn't sell in 3 months. It doesn't sell in 6 months. It's just not the way it works. Unless, like, literally you have 10,000 domains, then you're selling them every day.
Yeah.
Right. But, it's one of those things where you want to go into it as though you're holding. You want to pretend like that's it. I'm holding 10 years on this, and I'm going to make it happen,
Okay.
So unless you're a guy like me and you just give away your domains, I just like finding new ones, so it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the problem I have now with domain kicks is I'm finding so many domains that are great domains and like branding domains,
Yeah.
and I can't buy them all.
No. No.
And now the problem is, how do I price? I think I just did
Yeah.
a bunch of searches yesterday. I came up with 900 domains that are available that are branded domains, and I can't buy them all. And
No.
I now
No,
need to
but
determine which ones are the most valuable based on, GoDaddy as the bot, Nameworth, all these different things.
Brand Paw and all those.
Yeah. So, I mean, now
Yep.
that's my next hurdle that I have to
Yep.
overcome. Now I have this great tool, Domain Kicks, to get me the domains,
Yeah.
find them.
Yeah.
Now I need to determine which ones are the most valuable and the ones I
Yeah.
should buy to resell.
I
So
do
that's-
this. I make myself a list and I sleep on it and come back to it. And the next day, if I really like the domain, the next day I shorten that list and wait another few hours and then show a few people and say, what do you think of this one? People that aren't going to register it under you. And then I'm really stingy about which ones I'm going to get. That's why you see some good domains that I have, because I'm really stingy about what I'm going to buy, because 99% of the domains that are available are worthless. And so you want to get the 1 or 2% that are actually worth something that are still available.
Yeah.
99% of the domains that are available that are .coms are worthless. That's what I'm saying. But there's 2% that you find with like domain kicks that are really well worth their money times 100. So you have to go into it like that most everything's crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to be really picky.
Yep.
It's good to be picky and accept that you're going to have something exceptional if you just are patient.
Yeah.
So, all right, my friend. Thank you for coming up here. I really appreciate it.
Simon, Daryl, thank you so much.
Good to see you. Yeah.
Good to see you. We'll be talking
Thank you.
offline.
Take
Thanks,
All right. Sounds
Dana.
good. Talk to you
All right.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Awesome. So that's how easy it is. If you guys want to join us, it's as easy as that. We've had Tim come up here before. We've had a few different people come up over the year, and it's always nice to have
Don's been on a few
people on.
times. We've
Yep,
seen
Don's been
Don.
on. Yep. So let's be conscious and aware of the time that we're taking up. We do have another giveaway. And we do want to answer any questions. If any questions come in on the text questions,
I've not really seen more questions.
anything?
No.
No.
So a couple of comments here and there, but no more
Yeah.
questions as such.
Again, be sure to like and subscribe. Make sure that if you haven't already done that, to subscribe and ring the notification bell. So when we do go live, because sometimes we do, you don't want to miss it. So it'll alert you when we've gone live on here. So our Facebook group, if you search Mass Page Tools in Facebook, you'll find us, and we'll try to add you in as a Facebook member for that. So next up, I believe we're going to have you put your names in again. This is the final giveaway of the evening.
I'll just put my slide up just to remind people what the giveaway is. So it's my revised SEO course for 2022, my revised Google Business Profile course for 2022, a month of group coaching sessions. So I'm going to do them, be doing them now on a Monday night if you want to come along. And there's also one-to-one consultation as well. So that's available, and that's the giveaway. And obviously, if you don't get the giveaway, there's an offer there as well at go.ht/Simon Coaching. So that's it. So if we swap over to your screen there.
Yep. Jimmy J.
Paul P. Don's still here.
Got Ted Pickney. Don. Thank you guys for spending the 2 hours with us tonight.
Yeah.
It's a little bit longer, but we wanted to make up for the fact that we weren't here for Christmas, and wanted to, start the year off right, because they had a lot of stuff that we wanted to talk about, and it just seemed fitting to do 2 hours would be a good thing to do. Did you see? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, people asking where to put the name in. Rod, just mention, we can see there, Rakus, so that's Rod. So you can just mention your name, and we'll add you on there. Yeah.
Yep.
David T. Got David, yeah.
Don said that we should do 22 hours for Webathon so that we hit more time zones. I don't know about that one. 22 hours. I was thinking I drove 15 hours. That's a long drive. I can only imagine talking for 22.
Yeah.
I think you could
Look,
injure
we're
your
not
voice.
we're not ruling it in, we're not ruling it out. We're just saying, Daryl doesn't think he's going to last more than 12 hours. So,
well, maybe if we had like four, if we had four,
we can have other. There's a lot. Who knows? Who knows what's possible? But we've got longer to plan it this time, Daryl, than a week and a half.
That's
that we
true.
had last
No,
week,
we'll
so
wait. I'll wait
last
till the
time.
last minute.
Yeah, well, that's a common theme. Let's be honest. Right, we've got some other people coming in. Colin K,
Yep.
CX3P, Don's in, Steve Cruz, David T. Yeah.
If you guys are watching on the replay, I'm sorry you guys can't win this. This is only for people live here on here, but we do this 5 o'clock on Sunday nights Eastern time. So if you figure that out for your time, I think it's 10 p.m. BST and 6 p.m. GMT, or I'm not sure.
With 5 hours
5,
difference.
So 10 p.m. All right.
Yeah, 10 p.m. UK time. Yeah, that's it. GMT.
Yeah, we should take naps, Don says. Take a nap. Napping is a plan. Yes, that's true. That's true. I think we should have Don one of our MCs.
Don, we could. Yeah, Don could guest in. Who knows? I think that might be quite good.
He's funny.
True.
You'd be able to pull a couple good one-liners. Awesome. Cool. All right. Anybody else? Last chance if you want to get this course. Let's see. This is
course,
the revised
coaching sessions and consultation. Yeah.
In the consultation. Yep. Oh, one-on-one consultation. Geez, I don't even get that. My goodness.
Yeah, I have to charge you, Daryl.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be phoning me all the time.
Right. All right, guys. Ready for the last giveaway of the evening? I think it is time. So we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel. Good luck, everyone.
This is our third giveaway of the night. It might be going to Don, maybe, or Ted. Let's see. Oh, Don just made it. Congratulations, Don.
Awesome.
Reach out to
bad luck, Ted, but congratulations, Don. That's great.
Reach out to Simon or go to simons.chat.
Say hello, simons.chat. That would be great. Come and say hello. I think we've spoken on the channel, but I don't think we've spoken one-to-one, so it'd be good to have a chat with you anyway, Don. So look forward to it.
Awesome, guys. Well, this has been a terrific show. Is there anything else you want to leave us with before we close out the show today?
No, I just wishing everyone all the best for 2022 and looking forward to build things up and new ideas and new potentials, and exciting. So hopefully people can check in and let us know how they're doing during the year. So that's it. Happy New Year. And
I'm going to leave you with this. Be bolder this year. Not bold in a bad way, but bold in a good way. And find something when somebody says build a lead generation site, build 200 of them. And when somebody says get me 5 leads a week, you get them 50.
10x it. That's it. Just 10x everything. Yeah. Just take something, 10x it,
Yeah. And those are the people, if the people that I've talked to every day, I talk to different people in this industry. The people that do the most get the most. The people that work to get one site don't get much, because the thing is, you have to understand Google favors different domains for unreasonable reasons. You can have the same exact content on one domain, and on another domain it hits. It's the same thing with YouTube. I can put out a video and all of a sudden I get 12,000 views on it, and then the other ones get 70, right? So you don't know until you try. So go bold, keep doing, keep making more, and then find the winners and then double down on those. Those are the most successful people I know. They double down on the things that they find that work, and they're not afraid to throw a bunch of darts at the wall to see what happens. It's okay to do that. And as Dana said, work with your kids, get multiple streams of income, do some different things this year, and just take advantage of this. If we have more downtime because of COVID-19 and working from home, or doing more things remotely, utilize this. this chance will never happen again in your lifetime. Once this is over, things will be back to normal a bit. People will be flying more and traveling and things like that. Use this time now to make yourself a digital empire, some digital assets that you can make passive income on. All right, so that's my advice to you.
Sounds good. Yeah, go big or go home is what Don's saying. So
Yeah.
Awesome. Challenge
That's
your
right.
kids there. Yeah, brilliant.
Absolutely. 22x. I like that. See, he's got the 22 going. Let's do that. 22. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great evening, great week ahead, and make 22 great. All right. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.